What's good, y'all? So I'm working on something different. So I'm going to be putting questions at the bottom of the screen that I'm going to answer because I feel as though, me answering those questions could encourage somebody else. But at the same time, if you resonate or have something to do with that question, you can put it at the bottom of the page too, or comment, because you never know. You might have gone through something that somebody else might need to be encouraged, or I went through something that somebody else might need to be encouraged. So the question that I have today, or the question that's going to be at the bottom of the page, is there ever a time that you doubted God and what brought you back? So for me, God has always been an interesting category because I'm a choleric, meaning you got to show me for it to be real. So God has always, even growing up, I was like, how can I trust something that I can't see or feel, or I don't, and I know nothing about? So growing up, honestly, I never trusted God, but God had always kept me safe. In all honesty, if I look back on my life, I'm like, dang, God really kept me out because I was a crazy joker. So for me, most of my life, I didn't trust God at all. Like, even as I got older and I started building my relationship with, I was like, man, God, I just watched somebody die, bro, in the most heinous way. Or God, why is this country or situation happening to these people? Why is they're homeless? Like, I just never understood it. But my pastor said something over this weekend that, or at the funeral I was at, that made sense. Like, you can't answer all the questions because we don't know God's plan. We legit don't know. So it's like, how would he figure out? How would other pastors know? It's nothing. We don't know God's ultimate divine plan at the end of the day. So yeah, I just struggled with watching people struggle and feeling like God just wasn't real because he wasn't doing nothing about it. And what brought me back to God, in full transparency, is probably my wife. At the end of the day, like, I was learning about God, but I was going through something. Like, I was struggling for a long time, and I came down with Bell's palsy, where there was like inflammation in my neck, and my right side of my face was drooping, and I was in the hospital. I was out for several days, and just like laid up in the bed. And my wife brought me my first ever Bible that was meant for me, that I ain't just steal from the church. It is what it is. She brought me my first ever Bible, and I just started reading it, and like, her walk with Christ and her encouraging me is what brought me back to God and really wanting to know who this man is. And now my wife is a reverend. She went from minister to reverend, and like, my life is probably 95% God right now. I got the 5% that's still jokerized, but that's just me. So, yeah, that's my answer to that question. If you got an answer to the question, put it in the comments. You never listen. You never know how your story might encourage somebody else to come to Christ. But yeah, that's it.